Okay, hello everyone. How are you today? Today we're going to be finishing up the Santa mini from War in Christmas Village, and we're going to be starting up the Krampus mini as well. So thank you to those of you who are here already. I'm just going to do a quick hello in the chat. Feel free to start chatting along if you'd like. So yeah, today, forewarning, we are stopping this at 1 o'clock. It's the day before Thanksgiving. Kids have half day, so they're going to be home soon after. So I just want to make sure we had the nice little closing time for this. Plan today is I'm going to first paint up our Krampus with a nice black primer. But this is Krampus right here, and he's really very cool. Lots of fun details. And this is something I just noticed today. I don't even know why it took me this long to notice it, but this little bit in the back of the sack, that's a little kid. So this is going to be a really fun one to paint up. It definitely steers into the darkness of the lore of Krampus. And if you don't know who Krampus is, go and do a wiki search on it because there's some really cool factoids about him. Let's see, we have Celtic Wolf. Hello, greetings to you as well. Hello, Vincent. Hope you're doing better now. And so I'll get him painted first, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to finishing up Santa. Now, what I did for Santa to kind of speed things along is I did do a black wash on him as well as a flesh tone wash on the face. So really it's just a couple of other tiny little details that are going to get done on him. So first let's get started with Krampus. And this is one of those guys where I have a friend from high school who's obsessed with him. And she's always posting things about Krampus once we get into the holiday season. Yeah, hopefully you can stick around for most of it. That would be great. Sometimes it's about an hour, sometimes we go a little bit longer than an hour. A lot of it depends on what I have going on in the afternoon. And, you know, with it being a holiday coming up for those of us in the States, things can get a little tricky in terms of the schedule. Although I will be doing my usual game with Scradicus and Alice at Scradicus Academy on Twitch. That starts at 1 p.m. tomorrow, and it's going to go probably until about 3:30. So if it's one of those things where you kind of just finished watching the parade, you already got stuff in the oven, need something to do, come and join us. It's getting to be a very interesting game, to say the very least. Alice is taking us on some very dark turns and unexpected ones at that. So I highly recommend you stop by and check it out, especially if you're curious to check out the whole D&D in space thing with the dark matter skin that Mage Hand Press has going on, because that is out. That is amazing. I really should get a link for that put into the description when I'm done today, so I'll get that going as well. But yes, Krampus is basically just getting a nice coat of black primer, reason being because he's got so many details on him. I'm going to do the black primer and go back with a white primer and dry brush him. And that actually leads into the videos for Friday. Because of it being a lovely holiday for us, I've decided to go through the video that I had taken of the classes I did at Mace. They've been whittled down to basically the main bits of information you'd need should you want to go and paint up those minis from Crippled God Foundry. So those are both going to go up at the same time Friday afternoon at noon. So you can take a look. One is about 40 minutes long, the other one's only about 20. It's one of those things where the other live streams are still there, but the first one had a glitch in it, and the second one, it got to be pretty long, so I tried to make it something that was a little bit more palatable for people who want to see how it was done, but not want to devote the whole 2 hours, 1.5 hours to it. Oh, we have some more people joining us. Let's see, we have Nathan, hello, and Opera Ghost, hello. Thanks for stopping in today. So right now I'm painting Krampus black. Well, rather I'm priming him in black. And then he'll get a chance to dry while I finish highlighting up Santa. And I have been thinking about the bases for them. I think I am just going to give him a nice little snowy base. And I'm going to experiment a little bit with some materials to see if I can get a look going. And if I like that look, that might turn into a nice little tutorial for everyone as we move into the Christmas and holidays and Hanukkah and all that lovely stuff and just, you know, winter solstice stuff. And then we can get some options for basing your minis to look wintry. So yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. It's hard to tell though when he's just one flat color. So hopefully once we get the white dry brush going on him, we'll see even more fun details. Because that would be awesome. Now if you hear some movement in the background, Mr. Muse has off. So he's having fun organizing our minis that are all painted up and ready to go. Reason being we have more minis coming. What is it? When are they supposed to come?
February.
In February. His Kickstarter of the whole Reaper set will be coming in February. And my dice are coming too in February from Kraken. February is going to be a fun month, that's for sure. Cool things to share. Hello, Jody, and hello, Sarah. How are you doing? Oh, yes, that's right. You can't hear me because you're, but hi. You need to go and check out Eris Savad Designs, because she makes some pretty cool dice accessories, bags, trays, lovely, lovely little portable keychain holders for a set of dice. I mean, seriously, it's a lovely site to go check out, and she's also one of the other Terra Muffins, if you haven't heard the news with her yet. So you can find her on Twitter at Eris Savad. Let's see, who else do we have jumping in here? Andy! Hello, Andy. How are you? That is funny. Like, some people have different names for people who follow my channel. We have Musers, we have Muselings. I'm trying to think. There was something else and I forgot what it was. But it's one of those things where it's like, well, I have my subscribers and followers. I mean, which would you rather be called? Musers or Muselings? That's not something I've given too much thought to. Silent cone. The cone of silence. Alright, he is almost done here. I'm just making sure I'm getting every little... When it comes to priming in black and then doing the white on top, I do try and get into every little crevice possible. Let's see here. Jedi Jim, how are you? Keeping yourself busy organizing 40 plus years of unpainted minis and bones coming in for... You are definitely ahead of us then. Oh my gosh. Have you ever, like, sat down to count how much you have? Because that would be really cool. Hello, Manny from Texas. Thank you for joining us today. I'm just finishing up Krampus here. I think I have every little spot. Oh, and I did find out, for those of you who are not in the States, you can order the War and Christmas Village mini sets from eBay. That's how you can get around the whole Amazon won't ship internationally. They also have the option to purchase on eBay, and that's where they can ship internationally. So check out War and Christmas Village sets, and that should take you to their whole storefront, and you can see what minis they have available. All right, so here's Krampus all painted in black. Now we're gonna go to Santa. I need the Santa ready. Let me get a paper towel. Yoink. You love organized. Oh, hold on. Oh, we have more people here. Yes, Michael. The joke is, in our family, we enable each other. So yeah, it's you know, we definitely are excited for those minis, to say the very least. Let's see. Opera Ghost loves to organize, gluing individual floor tiles to some buildings because, oh, it's like gluing the individual bricks. But you know what? It's so worth it in the long run. I love the extra detail that those individual pieces give miniature builds. So thumbs up, power through it. You can get it done. It'll be worth it. I promise. Okay, so like I said before, Santa did get a flesh tone wash on the face and the hands, and the rest of it is just a black wash. So you can see that everything's been brought out and detailed. The glossiness I'm going to tone down by doing a finish that will matte down the whole gloss effect, so I'm not too worried about that. But basically what I'm going to do is finish up the axe. I'm going to add a little bit more dry brushing to the present and the teddy bear over here, and then we're going to detail the whole white trim, fur trim, and his beard I'm debating if I'm going to touch, because actually once the the black wash got on it, it gave it some good detail, so I'm going to think about the beard, but I do need to go in and give him his eyebrows. So that's the plan for Santa. Santa baby. Let's see here. Oh yes, Vincent was quick to work on that once he found out about the whole you can purchase on eBay factor. That is for sure. Several thousands of lead, pewter, resin, plastic, bones, you name it. Jedi Jim, that's... If you ever get a picture, that would be something very cool to see. Followers sounds like a cult. Well, you know, I mean, you have followers from Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. So I have subscribers on YouTube and followers everywhere else according to the proper terms. Let's see. I'm going to first do that little present, and I'm going to make this look like a fun little bit of wrapping paper. And so I'm going to just dry brush this with the glorious gold from Vallejo. Again, these paints are all Vallejo for anyone wondering. And yes, after the stream, I will make sure that all this information is in the description below. So let me see, which brush do I want to use. I think I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to use my nice little flathead brush here and get going with the present. And that would be Mr. Muse going up and down the stairs, not Hemingway. Hemingway has not gotten that big, thank God. We do have our little kitten here, and she is absolutely adorable, and they love her already. She's so sweet. She loves to cuddle, which is really wonderful. And that's literally all I'm doing with the gold bit there, just to kind of give it some little bit of extra specialness. She's been pretty funny. Our cats are slowly getting used to her. But yeah, I'm thinking she's going to be a keeper, and she's just so darn cute. And if you want to see pictures of her, I know I've put a few up on Twitter. I think I have a couple up on Instagram too. So if you haven't found me on those two social platforms, please get over there and make sure you do. Let's see, there's another line of this Krampus with interior pieces and an elf. Yeah, this, I mean, honestly, Warren Christmas Village's mini selection is absolutely wonderful. My favorite ones so far are their gingerbread people, because those looked pretty darn awesome. It reminds me a lot of the gingerbread boy from Shrek, just from the way they were presented in one of their promo pictures. It was great. But definitely go over there and check them out. They are on Facebook too, so you can like their page on Facebook. Subbers sounds like followers of the long roll. Okay, now I'm going to move to this tan, and I'm going to put this onto the teddy bear. I'm also going to put it onto the axe handle for Santa. Yeah, this basically they take the whole Christmas theme and they're off and running, which is great. Mrs. Claus, she's like totally cool. She's got a shotgun and she's ready for battle, and yeah, like I said, really fun. Check them out if you'd so desire. And really all I'm doing with this teddy bear, I'm giving him a quick little dry brush with a tan, just to kind of highlight him a little bit, bring out some details of his little face. I'm not going to go too crazy. But yes, after going through and editing out the 2 live streams from Mace, there is going to also be a Q&A video, because there were some people asking some really good questions, and I wanted to get that all pulled together so it can be a good resource for people who are learning how to paint minis and just want some advice or have some questions. They may find that this video that's soon to be coming, I'll probably get it up probably next week, since I'm going to be at PAX. I'm thinking next Friday will be the Q&A video that's going to go up, because right now we're very condensed down in what I can feasibly get done. So it's going to be another sort of a recap video with the Q&A. But hopefully that's something you guys will enjoy seeing, because like I said, some really great questions, and that was stuff I didn't want to have lost completely, which is why I'm doing its own separate Q&A video. So it's going to be Q&A from both of the classes put together, and I'll make sure the questions are put ahead of time so you know what's being asked, and hopefully I can get timestamps in too. That I'm sure will be even more helpful when the time comes. But yes, you can't wait to see the Meowser. Yeah, like I said, there's pictures of her up on different sites. It's just right now, I don't dare put her near minis and paints quite yet, because she's still a very playful little girl. Alright, then I'm going to get the axe handle with the same tan color. Again, just doing some dry brush moves on this one. We spent yesterday getting the boxes for packs pulled together for the workshop, and I actually have it running on the pictures in the upper corner. So if you see those things of all those boxes, that's the supplies for those who are going to be attending the workshop, to make sure that everyone has what they're going to need to make their forest scatter. Honestly, the thing with painting minis is, yes, they definitely can feel very intimidating when you're first starting, but honestly, the more you play around with it, the more you try, it does get easier. And you can always go with larger minis and then work your way down. And I do like to see what everyone's up to once they're into it and starting to paint their own minis and the progress they're making. It's pretty darn awesome. I'm purposely doing a lighter tone of wood, because what I plan on doing with this, guys, I'm going to give it one more wash with brown for the handle. So that's going to happen later on. Okay, so that takes care of the handle and the teddy bear. Did I need this anywhere else? I don't think so. Oh, that's right. I wanted to do gold on the belt buckle. I still have some gold left. Let me get to that belt buckle before I forget. let's do that. Because if I don't do it now, I will forget. All right, so he has this lovely little belt buckle right there. Yeah, I do that every so often. Like I said, it's a bad habit. It's what I do. I usually tend to do it with the paintbrush after I've been using it for a while. Because right now this is still fresh from getting cleaned and having the little conditioning on it to help the tip reform. There we go. Belt buckle. Nice and jolly. Debating if I'm gonna, maybe I'll do the buckles in the gold too. He's got some buckles on top of his boots. Maybe, I don't know, I'll think about that. Do I want to go gold or silver? Alright, that's that. So now let's get the axe. I'm gonna ask you a question. And that one I'm going to do in gunmetal. So the axe is getting a gunmetal treatment. Yeah, that's really how it works with minis. Just jump in and start painting and have fun. By the way, sound okay? I forgot to do that quick check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Now, what do people have planned for tomorrow? Those of you who are celebrating, or even those of you who aren't celebrating but you have plans. That works too. Just stick with a smaller brush now. Yoink. You know, it's kind of, let's move the paper towel. That's why it's getting confused. Here we go. His handy dandy axe. Turn him this way so I can paint him more easily and you can still see it. Now I'm not going for a full major coat on this simply because, you know, I want it to have some of that aging, used look to it, which is why I'm not making this a super bright metallic. But that gives you the idea, and I'm just going to use some, once this dries I'm going to go back with a lighter silver paint and just sort of edge it out to really make that one pop. Yeah, the names from Apple Barrel have the food names to them. These, Vallejo, not so much. Vallejo has sort of the darker names like Gory Red and Plague Brown and things like that. Alright, good. Sound is good. Hooray! Let's see here. I'm going to now work on the whites. Let's get the white in there. All white. But yeah, Santa shouldn't take too long to finish because he's pretty much almost done. It's just those little details I wanted to hit before calling it done on him. So I'm going to go back and just, you know, lightly go over the fur trim. Let's see. Jedi Jim's jumping in. Yeah, I've painted a couple of metal minis because we do have a few. It's definitely a different experience, but oops, trail a little bit. There you go, paintbrush trick right there. Hee. But it's definitely fun to try out different minis of different styles and what have you. Alright. Taste the rainbow. Yuck, yuck, yuck. And again, I'm not making this so that it's a pure white. I'm kind of just hitting the higher points of the fur. Because let's face it, if Santa's out to do battle, I highly doubt he's just had his suit dry cleaned. The manicure ones you should be able to find easily on Amazon, Nathan, quite frankly. There's tons of different options on there. Again, I can make sure there's a link for some in the description after this is done, but that's honestly where I find the best sets is up on Amazon. And, you know, yeah, everyone has their starting point. The buildings, that's a good way to get started, and then you'll find as you do more and more, you'll find it easier to scale down the longer you've been doing it, that's for sure. Alright, need a little bit more white for over here. There we go. But I am definitely getting excited for PAX. I have all this fun crafting stuff happening there, which is fantastic. Especially the workshop. And it has been stressed that if anyone watching is going to PAX, definitely get there at 9 a.m. that morning to try and secure your ticket, because there's a high chance it's going to be sold out before it even starts. What they are going to do is they're going to have a waiting list ticket as well. And how that works is you can get a waiting list ticket should the actual tickets be sold out. They're free, but you know, sold out is the term they're going to use. So if for some reason someone who had a first round ticket doesn't show, those with waiting list tickets can then be moved in if space opens up. So that was just the one thing that was definitely mentioned, is make sure you get there at 9 a.m. to get your ticket, even though what I'm doing doesn't start until 11. And it's recommended for pretty much a lot of the other things they have going on for their workshops. So if you're looking at doing a couple workshops at PAX, not PACE, combining conventions, at PAX, you got to make sure you get your attending tickets to secure your spot. So that's my little FYI heads up for those of you who hopefully I'll be seeing there. I know a few people are going to go, which I'm very excited about, and definitely if you're going to be one of the people attending my workshops, you will be getting, or my one workshop there, you will be getting a Crafting Muse D6, which I love those things. They have been rolling well. I'm getting people sending me pictures of the logo shots, so haha. Oh yeah, Nathan, definitely check online for those manicure sets. Honestly, they're hard for me to find locally, and I'm not exactly, well, I am in a rural part where I live, but you know, we do have like the Sally Beauty type stores by us, and even those can be kind of touch and go for finding what's needed. Again, I'm just going very lightly in with some white, not painting the whole thing white, just the little accent pieces that I need. It's almost tempting to leave this Santa out for Christmas this year. See if anyone picks up on the fact that, you know, he's carrying an axe. Maybe start a conversation. Why is Santa carrying an axe? Well, you know, a friend of mine, he's got this really great line called yuck, yuck, yuck. Here's some progress shots you can see. So you can see a little difference there. It's got some more depth to it, and it's also making it pop a little bit more like your typical Santa suit. Hello, John. How are you? John got to play with a sloth. That was a really cool set of pictures to get. The sloth got to meet a sloth. And he just celebrated getting 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. So congrats are in order there as well. Alright, got the little palm, and now I just have his band around his forehead, and we're going to call the white. Alright. I do want to thin it out just a little bit. It's thickening up on me. Hello, Julio. You're arriving almost on time, but you haven't missed too much. I just painted Krampus. Krampus is drying, I should say. He's primed in black and drying. And I'm just going through, and he's carrying it. Oh, GCC. DCC just jumped into and said Santa is carrying an axe, and there was no gasoline in the chainsaw. You know, actually, I think one of the minis does have a chainsaw. John, don't one of the minis have a chainsaw to them? Because that's ringing a very strong bell. Alright, so there we go with Santa with his white features. I'm going to do just a little bit on his beard. I don't want to do too much, just a touch. I think there might be one. I gotta go back and look at the whole line now, because that's going to bug me. Yes, John likes to build another brick, but it's totally worth it, because what John builds is pretty darn sweet. Yeah, just a little bit on his beard, not too much. Just a touch. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, here we go. Santa. Santa. Oh, and the eyebrows. She says as she looks at the paintbrush, I need to... You have to admire an animal that lives in slow motion. I do! I swear to God, a hummingbird's my spirit animal these days. Constantly in motion. Alright, so I'm going to try and get his eyebrows. Which, I think I need a little bit more white than I have. I was trying to use that last little drop of white. Nope. I actually need more white. Not enough on the paintbrush. Oh, thank you. Thank you for looking, because I could have sworn something had... Maybe it was one of the elves. Something had a chainsaw, I could have sworn. Gotta make sure we give Santa his furrowed brow. I may take an orc mini and put a big knife and hands in the hockey. I'd say you give that a try, DCC, and you share with us and show us how that comes out, because that would be pretty cool. As a kit bash mini. But when it comes to fine details like this, I'm going to hold my breath and not talk for a minute while I get these eyebrows done, because, you know, phenomenal cosmic powers, but itty-bitty living space. Yep, just barely touching it, and he's got his brows. Let's see here. Hello, RJ. Thank you for joining. Ooh, let's see. Nathan, you're going to be doing a ship after the holidays. That's cool. I do have some ship-related videos if you need some inspiration. Yuck, yuck, yuck. On things to add to it. All right, so I'm thinking Santa's looking pretty good. I just am going to go through and edge out his axe with a lighter silver. And then I'm going to call this lovely dude done. And obviously, I'll get his base done. But that, like I said, I'm going to experiment a little bit and try something different for a snow effect, and we'll see how that comes out. I want to do that first before committing to the base and then being upset with myself. So what kind of ship are you going to do, Nathan? Pardon me. Got a little frog in my throat. Yep. I lick the brush. I do it. It's a habit I have tried to break, but it's not happening. What is it? You have to, it's like 6 weeks and you can change a habit? Something along those lines? Yeah, I don't think it's going to be happening. All right, so a little trick I'm going to do here is I'm going to go through, I'm going to edge out the axe with, oh, what silver was that? Forgot to say what silver that, well, silver. It's just called silver. So I'm going back with silver, and I'm just literally doing the edges here to make them pop out a little bit more. Ink, yoink, yoink. Problem is I go to aim in the camera and it's the opposite motion. So I move right and the thing actually moves left, and oops. My right is my left is my right. I need to remember that. But this is just a good way to kind of highlight edges of things. Drop it down a color. Some people actually go in with straight white and do this too, which does work effectively. You just have to be careful because that you really want to make sure your lines are fine detail lines in that case. The port unit, it was actually John and I did the port together with the dock and the stone pier, and then I had the modular net and pilings and things like that. Now they want a pirate set. Well, I had those island things too if you want like the fun palm trees and palm huts and they go treasure hunting type of stuff. Let's see here. Yeah, you should, DC. Get it done and have some fun with it. Why not? I say go for it. Never hurts. Okay, so here we go with his axe. It just, you know, gives it a little extra something. But now he has a good axe that's ready to go for battle. And I think we're going to call it a day on Santa Claus. Yeah, so here's Santa. Santa is all set. And now I'm going to move back over to Krampus, provided he's dry. He should be dry. Actually, I'm going to put Santa way over there so I'm not going to accidentally knock him over. Yeah, because I got everything. So yep, got everything I wanted. I don't know, I think I'm going to leave those boots as is because I think they're laces the more I look at them. I got to look it over a little more closely. But for now, he's looking pretty good, and chances are if I'm going to be basing him, I'll probably deal with the shoes just in case something slips. Speaking of islands and pirates. Oh, yeah, let's see if John's watching for that one. Man, could you imagine? Hello, children, here's Santa. Gives it a whole new theme. All right, let me see. Do I have my... I thought I had it. Maybe not. I want to get my white primer out for this part. No, I don't think I did have it out. Nope, I did not. Here it is. All right, so I'm going to go back in for Krampus, and I'm using my white primer from Vallejo. Yeah, I think he looks pretty good for Santa Claus. Be fun to see what the kids think of him when they get home. We're actually going to be playing a game today. We have plans for Play and Pizza to start off our holiday weekend, and they're really excited because they had started a one shot. It's more of a mini campaign. They started a mini campaign with a mister while I was at Mace, and we're going to keep playing. They asked me to join them, so I'm going to go in with a character, and we're all level 15, which should be pretty darn crazy. And she's a barbarian, so I'm going to be playing a level 15 barbarian, and that's going to get pretty cool pretty fast. Okay, so this is the little trick I like to do with minis, especially when they have a lot of details. I'll paint them out fully black, and then I go back in, and rather than layering on color after color after color, I'll actually go back in with white and just dry brush the whole thing. There we go. And this is actually addressed in the videos. This is also really helpful if you want to get a mini painted quickly. It helps to use this little technique here. Oh, this poor terrified child. Even their mouth's like, oh. You gotta see this. See if I can get into focus. It's a little hard to tell, but the mouth is just like, oh, I want my mommy. I want my mommy. Poor kid. Although, chances are, if you're in Krampus's bag, you did something you shouldn't have. Better think about your actions and the consequences they may have. Kids will ask you to move. Oh, trust me, they're not going to want to move Christmas. They're already... Well, you know, those commercials have started up, and it's the whole, oh, I want to get this for Christmas, I want to get that for Christmas. And it's one of those things that's like, okay, you can get one thing from Santa. Choose wisely. Because you're not getting everything you're saying. Lord, no, that's not happening. Let's see, this is why, personally, I like to do this with the minis, just so I can see what I'm getting into a lot better. Oh, yeah, like this. Dude's not wearing a shirt. Good to know. So we're dealing with a kilted Krampus. Oh, that would be a fun character. A PC who looks like Krampus, wears a kilt with a Scottish accent. That would be fun. Someone get on that. Have fun with that one. What is... Oh, that's his broom. That's the broom. Now I get what that was. I could not tell before. But yeah, this is the fun part of this little jazzy technique. Man, Krampus is ripped. He got muscles going on here. Yeah, we'll see how it all pulls together. I'm very curious to see what it's like. I mean, I think the highest level I've played was for our last family campaign, but I think we got to 13, I want to say, and that was doing 3.5. So completely different experience. So yeah, we shall see how that all goes. Oh, I get it. These are his legs sticking out. That's right, because he's got like the goat legs. Half man, half goat. Now I get what these are. I was trying to figure that out before. I'm like, what are these things sticking out? His legs, his knees. We're good. I do like this. This is a pretty cool looking dude. I'm glad we went with this one. We're not going to talk about the other one, though. Nope, we're not going to talk about that other zombified creature. I am debating what skin tone to give him, because if you read the different lore, it all depends. And if you look at images, it's everywhere. It's, you know, it's this, that, and the other thing. I might go with, like, you know, a sickly gray. That seems rather appropriate. And then do, like, robes of purples and greens. I thought that could look pretty cool for him. But right now, I just want to make sure I get all of this going. so I can tell what's what, because clearly if I didn't know that that was a kneecap, I wouldn't have known, and I would have painted it to look like a sack hanging from his belt. I'm not even kidding. Gonna buy the adventure mixtape and oh, nice. Excellent, Nathan. Enjoy that. That'll be fun. Excellent choice. Excellent. Need a little bit more white. I got too much. No, we're good. We're good. I will have to let Jake know that you bought that, Nathan. Almost done. Oh yeah. I'm definitely saving his face for last because I just want to make sure I'm getting as many of the high points as possible. And we have his horns. Man, he's pretty cool looking. Make all PCs as Frosty's character. The adventure is somewhere in each. So sort of like a beat the clock before you melt type of game. That could be interesting. Oh my god, that's a riot. That was funny. Very interesting concept. Very cool. Man, this is not a dude I'd want to mess with in the middle of the night. Nope. He's a whole bunch of nope. A time bomb adventure, exactly. That does sound cool, though. Oh my god, what a riot. What a riot that would be. Yep, gotta get a little bit more in here. Well, he is an interesting looking dude. So this you can kind of see his details a lot more. But look at this. I mean, seriously, this is why these minis are so awesome. There's musculature, these fabric folds, loving it. The sack itself is cool because it's not like, it has more of like a burlap look to it. There is not enough room on this workbench. Oh, come on, John, you can totally squeeze it in there. Why not? But yeah, this guy is wicked awesome. Wicked, I tell ya. Oh, the mind is aflutter with what I'm going to do with him. Alright, I'm thinking what I'm going to do for the kilt piece, we'll make that purple. The outer cloak, we're going to make green, and probably similar to how I did the green sack on Santa, quite honestly. I think that'll be a good way to go with that. Alright, Nathan, have a great day. Happy early Thanksgiving to you. I hope you have a lovely day with your friends and family, or whoever it is you're spending around that time with. So enjoy it. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I'm going to go green and purple. So let's get that started. I have the greens out, so I'm actually going to start by doing his cloak first. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, oh, he's cool. He's a cool dude. Yeah, I think the problem is no matter how big our tables would get, I think space is always going to be something of a slight issue for us. Just by nature of the fact that we've been bitten by the bug of crafting. Alright, so I'm going to wash my brush so I don't get the whole white getting added inadvertently to a color and then making it lovely and chalky. Let's get that done quickly. Is anyone having to travel tomorrow? If you are, be careful. Please. Travel safely, and I sincerely mean that. Everyone needs to get where they're going safely and happily. And then eats lots of food. Alright, have fun with the minis, Jedi Jam. I'm not kidding, I want to see a picture. Even if it's just like a selection of what you have. It sounds amazing. It really does. It better be cleaning my Christmas look. Oh, you got time. You got time. Just depends on what our definition of Christmas is. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, so here we go with this guy. And like before, I'm not putting on very thick layers. I'm actually letting the black and the white work with me to help bring out the details and keep them there for me. It ends up being a lot less work in the long run, which is kind of nice. Space Killer is terrain, really. Yeah, it is. I mean, hello. The minis you can kind of tuck away in little boxes here and there, and they stack nicely up and everything like that, but the terrain, that can be a different story. Agreed. I love this coloring. This is Scurvy Green. Hey, there you go, with the pirates and the ship thing we had going on in the conversation. Oh, by train. Are you working tomorrow? That stinks if you are. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Now that's a movie. And yes, I have seen that movie. Do-do-do-do. That's the mister walking around upstairs. You guys normally get me when I'm home alone. No pun intended. So we don't have the different sounds happening in the house. But this is also why I do my audio separately when I do the tutorials. Because normally I'm crafting and the kids are running around doing their thing. And then just record in my closet. Not even kidding. Best acoustics are in my closet. Oh, yep, you can always call your family tomorrow, Andy, and say hello and happy Thanksgiving, and they'll be so happy you contacted them. I mean, it doesn't help that everyone keeps saying Thanksgiving was so early this year, and it is. It is earlier than usual. It's almost like a surprise in a way. Hey, guess what tomorrow is? Thankfully, I did remember to buy the turkey breast like I needed to last week. That's always fun when you forget, and then you have to worry about it thawing. I haven't done ever like the fresh turkeys. Of course, Thanksgiving on the Railroad is known as Thursday. Boo! Oh, that stinks. Sorry to hear it, bud. Really. Well, shoot. Hey, you can listen to me play with Scott and Alice. It's something to do, if you want. If you need a distraction to listen to whilst doing your thing. Kind of like listening to the radio, but not really. Alright, we're getting in there. We're getting in there. I'm already liking how that's looking. And there's some up on the top here. Let me just look. Yeah, he's got like a hood. Yes. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I'm looking at the setup here. I think I'll make his cap purple too. That probably makes the most sense. Alright, I'm moving to a smaller brush. There's too many little nooks and crannies. 3D printed as well. Took about 15 pounds of filament for your, yeah. Oh my gosh. A church, I would think, yeah, definitely would take up a lot of filament. Oh, who wants to see the kitten? Who wants to see the baby? Here we go. Here's my little girl. This is Rory. She's adorable. Say hi to the people, honey. What do you think? I know this. She hasn't actually been down in this part of the house yet either. So this is the basement. This is a place you can explore when you're a little bit not so wee. What do you think? What? See, here she is. This is as Twitter has named her, the crafting Muse. So this is our crafting Muse. Bunch of turkey. Oh, that's a good idea. Find a bunch of turkey minis and use them as minions for this set of minis. All right, she's getting scared. Yes, he'll take you back upstairs. New place. What do I do? So yeah, that's the little wee one. I love her. I love her so much. All right, back to Krampus's hood. Let's get him done, or at least semi-done. Because yeah, at 1 o'clock I'm gonna have to call it as the kiddos come home because they are ready and raring to go for playtime. Yep, here it comes. Here come the awes. She's just, I love her. She's so darn precious. And the nice thing is the other three cats are starting to warm up to her already, which is a good sign. Our one boy, Hemingway, who makes his appearance quite often in the videos. Day one, he was looking at her like, you know, friend? Can we be friend? Will you be my friend? And this morning they were actually kind of cuddled up next to each other, which was fantastic to see. Surprisingly, our cranky old lady, she's the one who started grooming her suddenly, which that floored me. Cats and minis, you can't have too many. Just like potato chips. Exactly. And hello, Michael. I don't know if I said hello to you yet. Oh, Draconic, you're here too. Hello! Thanks for jumping in. Yes, she's very cute. I have very cute cats. And I know I'm completely biased, but they are cute. And I love them all. Yeah, our biggest holdout is actually the one I thought would be the first to welcome her in, and that's our Cotton. He's a big galoot. He's the one who was instantly connecting to John's kitten when he came to adopt her last year. So I thought he would be good to go. Alright, this gives you an idea of what's going on here with the cloak. See, he's got this hood on the top. Pull back a little bit, but I'm just getting the last minute details painted up in that Scurvy green. Oh, that reminds me. I have a friend who has an art studio in town, and she actually asked me right before I was leaving for Mesa if I'd help her out with some canvas painting classes with kids at a craft show last weekend. And I said, sure, not a problem. So it was absolutely crazy. It was fun, but it was crazy because it was like the classes were staggered. So you'd be teaching a class, and then someone else would a half hour later take on another class, and more kids would come in. Well, she had to get going at 2, so it ended up being where I was going to finish a class, have a couple minutes to prepare, and then she and I were going to trade off. So I don't even know how it got started, but I heard her starting to speak in a British accent as she was teaching the kids how to paint this one picture of, what was it, a fox. And the kids are loving it. They're having a great time. So then it was my time to come over, and there was this one kid, as there always is, and he's like, okay, now you have to do a British accent. And I looked at him like, I'm not doing a British accent. I'm like, you've had the British accent. You're fine. Okay, then you do. And he's just like rattling off accents. To which I looked at him and said, you're going to get an Irish one. You're going to like it. So sit down and listen while I teach you the rest of this fox. And had a lot of fun with that. And the funny thing was, is as we're going along, I'm giving them last minute things that had to be done to make the painting look like the painting next to the painting. There were moms with their video cameras. So somewhere on the interwebs, there's me using basically it's Cantriell's voice. Using Cantriell's voice, teaching kids how to paint a fox on canvas. That I can't even make up. That is my life. All right, so I'm very happy with how this green came out. I'm definitely going to do the purple for the cap and his kilt, we'll call it. Turkey Horde Thanksgiving Revenge. So for that purple, I'm going to go first with, do I want to do royal purple first? Let's see here. I'm going to do royal purple. Royal purple. Yes. Going to jump onto royal purple here. Let's see. A Turkey Horde Thanksgiving the Revenge. That could be a really funny one shot with using some of these minis and finding. Let's see. You could do turkeys. You could do mimic pumpkins. Oh, like not jack-o'-lanterns, but like so they're like pumpkins whose faces just are. What else could you throw into the mix? Squash. I'm trying to think of like all those iconic things that kind of get mushed together. That really could be a funny concept to go for. I'm sticking with my Vallejo brush. Reel it back in. There we go. This is what I'm using right now, by the way, for the brush size. Hello, Brad! I picked up some mimics from your mimic. Oh, good! Glad you enjoyed the mimic video. Oh my gosh, I love those mimics. They're sitting up on our shelves over there, and it's fun to come downstairs, and they're just sitting there with big, lovely, evil grins on their faces. Let me move it up a little bit more here. There we go. So yeah, I'm just putting this royal purple on the front here. Getting all those nooks and crannies. Not painting his knees any other color than what the flesh tone will be. And there are some people who recommend that you start inside out, so like you'd start with the skin tones and everything like that. I tend to do the clothing first and then work into the skin tones. That's sort of my method to my madness. And you'll find the more you do this, the more you'll find the trick that works for you for certain things. But it's always good to look and see what other people are doing. Oh, I got to get a little bit more green. He's got a little bit of a hidey bit to his cloak back under there. I'll have to go back in and get that squash, jump squash. There you go. What else could be good little characters to throw in for a Thanksgiving the Revenge? I'm literally like trying to think right now. That's why I got quiet. What could be fun for that? I'm trying to think of all the usual tropes for Thanksgiving. Squash, pumpkins. Oh, something with sweet potatoes. You know, it'd be funny if something with like green bean casserole is a weapon. That would be something funny to play around with too. Your classic green bean casserole. If it gets thrown at you, you take what, like a 1d4 bludgeoning damage? Oh, and then throw in fruitcake. Fruitcake can be its own like d8 of bludgeoning damage. Who are we kidding? Mimic mistletoe. Don't go in for that kiss. Ah! Alright, that means I need a little bit more of this green. Just a drop. Literally just a drop of the green so I can get in there and get that little bit hidden away. Right there is where I'm going to need to go. I don't know if I can angle this so you can even see it. I'm actually glad I saw it before I was done painting this guy today. I'm not going to get too fussy, but there we go. That's better. Okay, so you can see there's got the purple and the green going. These are going to get muted down because they're definitely going to be getting a black wash. I might even do... I might do blue on these. That dark blue that I have, that could be really cool with this. Alright, so that takes care of the cloak and the kilt. What time do we have going? Yeah, we have a little bit of time. Of too many feed the PCs into a giant corner. Oh god, yeah, the cornucopia could actually be a portal instead. Instead of feeding the cornucopia, it's your escape. There you go. Looks like a mild mana cornucopia, but then you give it something and it opens up a portal and ta-da! That's where my brain just went. I don't know how, but that's exactly where I just went with that one. Alright, now let's see. I'm going to get his, how dark do I make him? I think I'm going to go with... Oh, I have to get his cap too. Let me get his cap before I forget. Cornucopia mimic, I'm sure that would be something out there too. Alright, so shift. But not have the paper towel underneath because then the camera gets angry. Oh, and the horns. Man, you've got a lot of cool details, buddy. How am I going to paint your horns? Oh, I know. I'm going to do like that gnarly bonish color with the browns to it. That'll be nice and gnarly looking. We'll go that route for his horns. And I'm actually, with the cap, I'm trying to keep the paint mostly up on where the white is. I mean, if it gets into some of the recessed areas, that's fine, because like I said, these are going to get washes. But because of these really cool details, I don't want to go too crazy and do a full layer of paint in terms of coverage. Man, you're cool. I'm gonna definitely red out his eyes. Adult remoras. If you guys want to see a remoras, I could see if I can get a hold of one. That's, you know, I take requests. If there are minis you want to see done, just, you know, let me know and I can see if I can get a hold of that mini in particular to do. I can't promise it to be done immediately, but it's definitely something I could put on my list of as requested type of things. Why not? Myconid with cornhead instead of mushroom. Ooh. You guys are coming up with some really cool things in there. I like it. Very nice. That would be funny. Alright, I think with the way this is shaping up, I'll finish off getting his cap all painted up. And then next week, we'll keep going with Krampus. And then we'll see where it goes from there. And if we get him done, you could always vote on which one of those minis we want to do next. If you want me to keep going with the... You can see how he's going with his cap. I just had that little bit of the end of the cap to get. You can figure out who we do from there. What did DCC just say? Bacon is a whip. Oh God. That's a good one. I'll give you that one. That's good. Now, does he? No, I think unlike Santa, he does not have a little palm at the end of his hat. It just comes to a point. And it's also tucked underneath the sack. So, yes. Get a cockatrice and paint it like a turkey dragon. Ooh, there's another idea. Oh my God, guys, this is a riot. This really is funny. A cooperative work. Too much. All right, I think I have. Oh, he's got like this little, hold on. 1 minute, please. There's like this little bit tucked in the back. Okay. All right, so here's where we're stopping with Krampus. He's gotten his details brought out. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to put purple on this part too. Take it back. I forgot he has this lovely little bit of, it's on the one arm, but not the other. Here's this bit of fabric over here. We'll give that the same treatment of purple. And then we'll call it a day. So next time I'm going to obviously do the flesh and all of that jazz. And we'll get the sack painted up, the kid in the sack. There's a lot that's going to go into this guy actually, so we'll see what kind of progress we can make next week. So yes, it'll be same time, same place next week. I'll see you at noon. If you come up with more ideas for this Thanksgiving revenge story, we can talk about it more in the chat, because that would be funny. Some really clever ideas so far. What I'll do is I'll make sure that the colors that were all used both to finish up Santa and to start Krampus are put in the description below for you, so that those watching after the fact will know what's going on. But at this point, here we have Krampus. Quite happy with how that's going to start looking once we get the washes and the highlights going on him. He's a sick dude. This is incredible stuff. And here's Santa one more time before we go. Yo ho ho, who wouldn't know? Ho ho. And like I said, I'm going to give him a matte seal to tone down the gloss on this, but he's pretty much set outside of his basing. So that is it for today. Thank you, everyone. So good to see you in the chat and to catch up with you all. I hope for those of you celebrating Thanksgiving, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for being a sub, a follower, a muser, musing, whatever you'd want to call yourself. It's totally up to you. But yeah, I'll see you next week, and I hope you have a lovely weekend in general. So take care, everyone. I will talk with you later.